Hey Benji, can you get the Mission Impossible intro ready for the video? No, sorry, I don't have a match, so then we can't do the match and the fire and the line of fire, and it's cool. Okay, I guess you have to improvise and make a different intro. I guess we have to do something else, but we'll make it a lot cooler. I think if you liked the previous Mission Impossible films, you will definitely love this film. And so that can be a pro and that can be a con, because everything that's great about the Mission Impossible films, especially Rogue Nation, since Christopher McQuarrie directed this one like he did Rogue Nation, everything that's great in those films, they're great in this film. But the con is that it's basically the same thing, but there's different twists and different turns and different story aspects, but it's basically the same thing you've seen. There's some great plot points in here that differentiate it from other Mission Impossible films, but the overall feel and scope and story, it's basically like the other Mission Impossible films. This review is going to contain no spoilers whatsoever, so this is a spoiler-free review. So if you have or have not seen the movie already, you can still watch this review. Back to this. Whoa, that's crazy. The action in here, it is the best thing about this film, alright? All the Mission Impossible films, they've had great action, and there's normally just this one particular scene where it's like,
that's crazy cool action.
In this, there's 5 of those. First off, it's great. Second off, it's awesome. Third, it's amazing. Fourth, Tom Cruise risks his life so he can bring you this movie. Think about that.
We heard on the radio we just lost Tom. That was intense.
There's just so many great action scenes in here, and there's just too many to count. You know, 5 is a big number that I cannot count to. And the action isn't just punch, 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 kick, 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 whatever that was, but there's a lot of great hand-to-hand combat. The bathroom scene, you know, where Henry Cavill goes like, boom. Some great car chases, helicopter chases, and the great halo jump. All the action scenes are just well choreographed and well edited, and in some action scenes there's multiple characters doing multiple things in different locations. When Ethan's doing something and then the other crew has to do something, it's not just, oh Ethan, this is cool stuff, you know, he's doing action, and then, oh we have to cut to this. It's equally as interesting because it's well balanced and it's on the same mission, and so the actions that the other characters take, it affects the mission that Ethan's on as well. All the actors in here did from really great to at least a decent job. Tom Cruise, you know, he's a great actor. He pulls his weight, does all the stunts. Pegg is great once again as Benji. His comedy in here works for the film and doesn't feel forced. It's not mostly comedy from, oh, I can't do the mission, or oh no, I'm screwing up the whole mission. Benji's comedy comes from different, you know, one-liners and stuff like that. Sometimes it comes from him goofing off and screwing up the mission, but most of the time, Benji, without the comedy, he's still a strong character, and he proves that in this film. Rebecca Ferguson as Ilsa, her character actually has like an interesting plot point that she brings to the story, and she's not just, oh, she can kick because she's a woman and whoa, women empowerment. She actually has this character, and she actually causes like some dilemma in the story. Henry Cavill, for the most part, he was really good in this film. Just at the beginning, his line delivery was kind of iffy, but other than that, he did a really cool job because he did that boom, boom, the cool whoop, whoop. The score in here is actually done really well. It was not composed by my boy Michael Giacchino. Well, it was pretty sad that I found out not composed by my boy Giacchino. I think this is the most epic score in a Mission Impossible film. It's very booming and loud, and it just get your blood pumping and your heart pumping and you're like, yeah, let's go. And it just creates more intensity and suspense for the whole film overall. All the character perspectives I found really interesting because in this film, Ethan Hunt, he's at his lowest point and he's trying the best he can do for the mission, but sometimes in this film, the best he can do is often not the best of what other people think he should do. So you have this conflict of other characters saying, Ethan, why did you do that? You should have done this. And Ethan, why are you doing this? You should do that. And so it kind of creates this conflict. Ethan doesn't really know what is the right side, and the other characters, they have the right to say that and to think that, because no one in this film is really wrong and has wrong motivations. Minor negatives in the film is that the exposition, all Mission Impossible films, they have some exposition, and this film is no different, and the exposition, it works well with the film, but I thought that the exposition was just a bit too much, and it was large portions at once. It was like, okay, Ethan Hunt, exposition, okay, this is what happened in 1989, but there's and then I can't quite replicate what I'm feeling about it. At times it just bogged it down, and so I can see why it's there. This film really has the same beats as Mission Impossible films, especially Rogue Nation, Ghost Protocol. The story, it has some different things and different things added into it and that stuff, but the story, just the overall feel and story feels the exact same of Rogue Nation. There's no really extreme story risks in the film, and that's a shame. Going into this film, I didn't expect the story to be the strongest point. Mission Impossible Fallout, I have to give props to it because it is probably one of my favorite films of the year so far. It's one of the best action films of this decade, I find. If you haven't seen any of the Mission Impossible films and you don't know where to start or you don't have enough time, I would say there's a character from Mission Impossible 3, but the character is introduced, but the backstory is all in 3, so you understand the character and the character relationship. But you don't have to see 3, but if you want to understand more of that relationship, then go to 3. Rogue Nation is a film you should see. Rogue Nation and Fallout are basically direct sequels since they're directed by the same guy, and so I would recommend seeing that at least. So I'm going to give Fallout, Mission Impossible, craziest Mission Impossible yet, a 4.5 out of 5. That means it's a great movie. What did you think about Mission Impossible Fallout? Put down in the comments what you thought about it if you're still watching this video, and follow me on Twitter, Letterboxd, get all that good jazz. Be sure to keep on liking, commenting if you haven't already. Start subscribing so I can see you next time and you can see more videos like this.